Dear Vanessa, you are so beautiful. I smile every time I see you in the mirror, even in the morning. I love your mini dimples. They're a sign of lazy muscles, but cute anyway. You've been through so much and have overcome all of it. You have. Look at where you are now. You have proven to everyone who has used you, no, actually, scratch that, delete it. Don't worry about others. You have proven to yourself that you still have strength, your gifts and skills, regardless of how powerless and exhausted you feel.
Greetings and welcome to My Own Kind of Beautiful. I'm your host, Millicent Mashile. Now on this show, we meet incredible women as they share their stories on how they found their own kind of beautiful. When you first see a beautiful lady, you might think, she's nice, she's beautiful. Sometimes be blinded by her beauty, but true beauty is found from within. When you get to know her, that is the real kind of beautiful. And today I'm getting to know a beautiful lady. She's incredible. She's a hard worker. In fact, she is no stranger to this industry. She works behind the scenes though. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vanessa Tloubatla. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You look absolutely beautiful with your crown, girl. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Sure. I am an ordinary woman, believe it or not. Extraordinary.
Yes.
I work in the industry, as you have said, as a producer. I do also PR, which is a skill that I taught myself. Most people don't know that. Yeah. So I do TV and film production.
Yeah.
I run my own production company, and I also do brand management.
Nice.
Yeah, so my company's multifaceted, so I do a lot of things.
And you're a multi-talented woman, girl. All those things, okay, now. And where do you come from? Where did you grow up?
So I'm from the East Rand, the Springs here in Gauteng.
Yeah.
But I grew up in right after high school. I moved to the US. I lived in Detroit, Michigan, where I went to school, and then from Detroit, I then moved to Atlanta, Georgia, where I started working in the industry for Turner Broadcasting, which is Cartoon Network. TBS, and then I then moved into CNN, where I was producing documentaries for CNN.
Very nice. So I mean, you have so much experience in this industry, and this industry is like what we see is sort of what we perceive, we done. Like what you see, that's the story, right? So you're in an industry where we say this is beautiful, and we define beautiful, and we tell the audience this is beautiful, But I want to find out from you how you define beautiful.
I think for me, beautiful starts from within, right? When you feel beautiful from within, that's when you know you're really beautiful, because it's okay to mask, right? We can.
We do that well, sometimes with the gram.
You can put on lipstick, but, there's a saying that you can put on lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig, right? So even if you put on makeup, but if you don't feel it from within, something is still missing. And how I define it is, I think you're molded, kind of like how they make diamonds, right? There's a whole process that you go through to get to the point where you're looking like this shiny diamond, right? And a lot of that, as human beings now, comes from the trials and tribulations that we go through. And I'm not saying those trials and tribulations define your beauty, but what I'm saying is, even after you've gone through them, when you can find yourself where, regardless of whether you have on makeup or not, you can smile and you can be happy from here. That for me is true beauty. It's your strength, right? It's those things that make you strong. Those things that after giving birth, you know, you can walk around proudly with your stretch marks. Right?
Yes.
It's those things that make you, you know, I have a skin condition called alopecia.
Yeah.
So even with my alopecia, I can rock my hair regardless, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that for me is what true beauty is.
I love the example that you made with the diamond, right? And what it goes through, because then your beauty, how you define it, also speaks to your worth.
Yeah.
You know, so you are just like you worth so much, you know, and all these things that you go through sort of just puts that puzzle together. I like that. Let's get into your skin disorder. When did you find out that you had the skin disorder, and how did it affect you negatively?
So I found out very recently. I didn't even know for a long time that I had it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea. And even, and I kept hearing people say to me, oh my God, you're losing your hair, so I didn't know what it is. So alopecia, for those who don't know, it's a condition where you lose your hair, right? It's your hair starts to thin, and eventually you become bald. There's different kinds of it, and I'm not going to talk about the clinical aspects of it because I'm not trained for that, right? Yeah. But for instance, there's a kind of alopecia where you see people with like bald spots, you know, everywhere.
Okay.
That it's an autoimmune disease where your immune system actually attacks your hair follicles. There's no cure for it. They don't know what causes it. But it's just, I don't know, they say they don't know why, but your immune system attacks your hair follicles, and then you start to lose your hair. Yeah. And so like for me, I don't have hair in my arms. I don't have like in my legs, like the front of my hairline. Yeah. I lost my lashes, you know, so that started happening for me, as I changed the environment from the climate, from moving from the US to here back home. The change of climate, I think, affected me, but it's different for everyone. And then there's a kind of alopecia called traction alopecia, where as Black women, you know, we do braids, and then the hairbands like the one I'm wearing now. But if you do that over time for a long time, and then keep pulling and then keep pulling, that can cause alopecia. Sometimes for women who've just given birth, it happens. So there's different instances and different reasons on how or when it happens. Okay, so medically there's no cure. There's no cure. Right?
So let's talk about how you are then dealing with it. Are you like in your mind trying to get it fixed, seeing specialists? You know, are you thinking, listen, it's something that I'm living with, or it's something that I think I can fix? We can get this sorted. Tell me about that process.
So there's no real cure for it. However, there are certain treatments and certain you know, things that you can take. Oral pills. You can take. People do minoxidil. I personally, because I noticed that over time I wasn't getting my hair back, and that started to bother me, right? And then that started messing with my beauty. My beauty. I lost my confidence. So, you know, every time I was digging from within, and then I'd look in the mirror, I'd see something different, and I was like, okay, this is starting to interrupt my process. So I needed to deal with it, and I went to see an esthetician. And so I'm going through a treatment even now. It takes a long time for the treatment. It's a stem cell treatment, hair restoration treatment, where they start with microneedling. So what happens is, remember, the immune system attacks you from within, so you start losing your tissue. So certain tissues die. And in the hair follicles then also die. So in my situation, I was lucky that my hair follicles were not completely dead.
So there's still hope for you to
like sleeping. So the microneedling then it kind of wakes them up. Right? So they do microneedling to open up your pores. And then once your pores are open, then they do something called the PRP, which is where they take your blood, they turn that into a tissue, they inject
to form hair from scratch, to tell the skin to form,
Yes. and then once the tissues have rebuilt, and then you can start
naturally
the hair regrowth, whatever. So when I hear people say, "Oh, just go with coconut oil or whatever," it doesn't work when your hair follicles are dead. You know.
I mean, you know. Talking about that, I can imagine how, you know, your regular person who has no idea and has no information about this condition can just walk up to you and say, you know, use this product or use this product, you know, or cut all of your hair off because, you know, the front part of your hair is not there. Do you get people saying things like that?
People say that to me all the time. They're like, no, my sister, I just use castor oil. Just get Jamaican castor oil. I'm like, but that doesn't work because remember, it's just my tissues are.
So everyone's diagnosing you basically.
Everyone's diagnosing me and they don't really know. Right? So even my esthetician now cannot really apply anything until we've revived the tissues and everything. But people don't know, right? It's just lack of knowledge and it's courteous for people rather. I prefer that somebody asks me than try to diagnose me and then tell me what to do.
Yeah. And you mentioned something that just stuck. You spoke about when you look at yourself in the mirror, right? So I can affirm myself and just feel confident. And then you get to the mirror and it's like, it's a different story because now you're speaking to yourself, right? So what are those things that you do when you look at yourself in the mirror to reassure yourself that, listen, I am beautiful regardless of these conditions?
You know, I don't like to tell people that, oh, everything is peaches and cream, right? Because that's not life, right? That's not how it is. So yes, those moments do happen. But also I would like for people to walk away from having listened to this conversation knowing that there is hope, right? It's not just, oh, look, my hair is all gone. However, to your point, for me, it took a lot of therapy to get to there. It took a lot of therapy, it took a lot of prayer, it took a lot of...
You know. Okay.
Don't drink it now.
Later.
No, but it did, right? So I had to do the work, right? You don't just wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm different now. You're not automatically a different person, right? So because it affected a lot of things. It affected my confidence. It affected my you know, my dating life. You know how
relationships.
Like, oh man, now I get weed.
Then what?
So it affected a lot of things. So for me, I did a lot of therapy, a lot of work from within. And once I was okay within, then now when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, you're so cute. So, you know,
look at you, girl.
Look at you, but also because there are things that you can take and there are treatments, you know, you have hope. You're like, okay. It's like this now, but 3 months from now, I'll also be able to rub my hair like Millie does. You know what I mean? So those kind of things help you to get to that place.
There's hope.
There is hope.
That's what you said. There's hope. And I believe it and I know it, right? And for everybody that's watching, for people who have the same condition or they might not even have the same condition, but they relate to this conversation, there's hope.
There is hope.
That is one thing I'm taking away from this interview. And last words from you. You are a smart, intelligent woman. And I need you to say last words. Now, after you say your last words, I got something for you. But I need you to just, you know, share some light and share some knowledge in your journey in how you found your own kind of beautiful.
You are beautiful no matter what. But do the work. Seek help. Talk to someone, go to therapy. Therapy is actually okay. Write things down like I did at the beginning of the show. Write things down, write your thoughts down, let it out, but just refuse to stay down. There is help. Love you.
Yes, girl. Now can we toast and drink some water? I need to sip some chair. Yes. Vanessa, thank you so much for being part of this journey. Thank you for sharing your story and for being vulnerable and sharing light I think this is sharing light and hope. And I want to give you this cushion that you can go and feel beautiful with on your couch.
Is this my color?
Yes, so you can look at it. Yes! Look at this gorgeous queen right here. That's gorgeous.
I love this. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You are very, very welcome. Thank you for being on the show. And go, you better chill on that, take selfies and tag us now. And to you at home, thank you so much for joining us on today's show. I hope you took something from the conversation that we had and that you too can find your own kind of beautiful. Thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Mashile. Until next time, goodbye.